and today we're about to expose the topic number 6, which is designing posters. I'm with Barbara Mata and we're gonna present you this topic. Topic is related to present. Posters are also delivered in effective presentations, and they communicate important things in very little elements. First of all, we have to ask ourselves what is the purpose of our poster. The first poster we choose is about the magazine Harper's Bazaar, October 23. It's a campaign about the Icons issue. The main purpose of this campaign or poster is to show the power of the magazine and the purpose of showing the power it has to scheme an icon and what is to be an icon for the magazine. A famous person who is positioned in the world, and someone who is very famous. The target market is usually women who has 20 to 45, even 60 years old, or people who are looking for fashion, luxury, culture, and aspirational lifestyle. In this same point, the people is looking for aesthetic inspiration, is looking for art, is looking for fashion, and this fashion also tells storytelling. And where is displayed in places who has premium aspirational lifestyles and has fashion places like the mall and other shops who displays fashion. To make a poster, we also have to ask ourselves if it has any guidelines governing the content of the poster. In these examples, Harper's Bazaar has this focus on luxury and sophistication. So people they choose to work with has the same level of respect they have. It could be like photographers, people who make the magazines, the designers, and also the artists displayed in the posters. Also, designers who made the clothes they are showing. Fashion must be premium. Usually it's not fast fashion for anyone to purchase, but is in a high standard. In the last stages of showing our poster, we have this preparing of the poster that involves text, color, also speaking about the diagrams, illustrations, photography. All of them are important to show a message, integrating message. The text shows this sophistication is classic, it's transmitting the brand through it, and it has a hierarchy to show the logo of the magazine and also the topics they are displaying. The color is really integrated. It's showing brightness and luxury with the golden tones. Also about the picture, the actress Sasha is showing an elegant vibe. So with clothes, she is combining with the text and the background. Finally, my whole analysis, I wouldn't change nothing about this positioned brand because all the elements are talking about the same. It's really showing the identity. Even the text, the colors, the elements, all of them are speaking of a higher level of lifestyle, something many people want to achieve, having this level of respect and security, where the brand doesn't have an age. It's not old, but it's modern. It's showing classic, yes, but this classic is adopted all the times like fashion.
So, the poster for the festival show is defined itself as the world-leading opera magazine in Spanish. It represents a much more formal and specialized market segment. Its goal is profound artistic dissemination and its focus of a major classical music. Okay, in analysis question, this poster promotes the March-April 2024 edition. It specializes in highlighting Wagner to production on the Teatro Real in Madrid. So, who will be looking for a poster? This is looking to a music-loving audience interested in classic music and opera and a high level of culture. What will be the audience? The audience? For what the audience looking for? This audience is looking for information on premieres, especially reports and interviews with figures like Javier Camarena. So where is the poster displayed? Well, it's displayed on cultural centers and opera houses, conservatories, and especially newsstands. The whole composition on this poster is most amazing formal aesthetic that represents the institutional image of the Teatro Real in Madrid. For prepare the poster, in the fonts and the text is used a combination of serif fonts for the logo and secondary articles to present elegance and the poster also use the sans serif fonts for the main headline to present modernity and elegance and strength too. Well, in the colors on this poster, it uses a palette of orange, the reddish tones, and also it uses white. The current orange is conveying a passionate energy. Well, the pure one used in the text and the logo ensures the key messages of pops from the background. To the photography mounted at the base is an image of the Teatro Real de Madrid, and the images have a grain and color tint that infuse them to prevent the form to looking like a remodeling passed photos. In this whole analysis, the design works exactly works very good, and there is a balance between the classic and the contemporary, and the poster immediately communicates that the central theme is Wagner and the Teatro Real, and the protagonist's expression of happiness breaks away from the sometimes serious and rigid image of the opera, making it accessible and exciting. The bottom section contains a lot of information like interviews and reports, while the organizers, the names of the artists are a bit crowded. In this, use more this distinct bolding to separate the names from the topics, the names of the topics, to facilitate quicker visual scanning.
In this activity, we reinforce the ability to make posters, and in the process of designing my poster, I first thought the topic I wanted to talk about, which is 18 de marzo, March 18th of the present year. This show the performance in the theater is fictitious, and it's an event, and it's supposed to represent the passion of that a woman has and how it's commemorative every year this important date. And so I wanted to represent that emotions, that passion that every woman has in herself with a very dramatic picture. This has a very many contrast in black and the light at the back, which is very warm, and all around it has red colors to represent those emotions, And also the typography I'm using is kind of script, like it's handwritten, to represent that dynamism, that movement, that elegance, and many good qualities and that every woman has. Also, I'm using for the little tiny text, the contents. I'm using typography and geometric sans serif, and this is for showing all the information. This information should be readable for all the viewers, and also in this poster I have a hierarchy where the title of the show is perceived first. It's on the top and on the left side, so the people can read it in that way. Then the lecture follows where the date and the hour, so you can comprehend when it's going to be and what the time will be. And lastly, the theater. And I analyze some pictures the theater has, and are able to show some dramatic pictures of the dancers and that are gonna show up in their shows. So I wanted to represent a mimic of that part of the events of the theaters.
The poster I create is for the franchise of Twisted Wonderland. In first is a game where the characters are based on the Disney villains and Antenna Magic School. For this poster, I want to use the first story arc for this game, which focus on the dorm storyline based on the Queen of Hearts from Alice in Wonderland. For this poster, I used the character based on the Queen's soldiers playing cards as a background, and it's strangely positioned with the card that they represent. In the center of the poster is a character based on the Queen of Hearts. All of this poster is in a single grayscale color with red accents to emphasize the aesthetic of this arc, of this dormitory. I use 3 different fonts in this poster. For the title of the story arc, that is the Red Rose Tyrant, I use 2 different fonts to make it stand up. That is the Pointed Fire in a blood font and a dorm serif in a type of regular font, and in the top there is the game logo in color white and gold for little details. Above this is the name of the game's creator and the creator of the concept of the game, that is Gianna Tomoso. And at the bottom of the poster, I put the names of the main characters of this arc in a same font, that is Spectral AC, in a semi-blob type, in a semi-blob style, and size of 36 for legibility. I use a composition style where all the characters are visible and there is not white space or a last buried leader in this case. And the fantasy in the character and the static into the arc and the dark side of this story with the color palette in this case.
About a general conclusion, I would say this activity shows us how posters are really important for presentation, to show all the information integrated in just one page. The people should be able to recognize what we are talking about, not having this many disrupting and noise in their head, but they should be able to understand what we are talking about. Thank you.